So Jordan Brand, they just held their second annual The One basketball tournament, a global competition for teens where one lucky guy as well as girls are crowned as The One, which comes along with a Jordan Brand ambassador deal. So can y'all imagine being a teenager winning this? I'd be like, yo, MJ, hey, I'm gonna need at least one of every pair of retros which dropped here in 2025. So as far as the championship games, which took place in New York City, you already know, Jordan Brand, they pulled out all the bells and whistles for this event, which was live streamed via YouTube. So as far as the winners, the ones that were chosen for the Jordan Brand deal, you already know absolutely nobody cares because Jordan Brand, they decided to release some unreleased early heat, which it feels like kind of overshadowed the entire event. So we're gonna talk about the sneakers which dropped, and then I'm gonna need y'all to stay tuned till the end because anytime you got some early Jordans dropping, you already know there's gonna be some weird, funny business, some shenanigans happening behind the scenes. And I'm gonna need y'all's insight on this one because I'm not even gonna lie, I'm a bit puzzled. Now, as far as the shoes that we saw drop, got the Jordan 1 Low Chicago 2016, last time this sneaker released. If you take things back to that time, this is when you talk about Jordan 1s, the Jordan 1 High was probably at its peak when you talk about popularity in the streetwear world. But as far as Jordan 1 Lows, they were kind of looked at always like inferior to their high top counterpart. But 10 years later, here in 2025, it almost kind of feels like those roles have reversed. And oddly enough, you kind of see more people rocking Jordan 1 Lows just out casually. It's just an easy, everyday type of sneaker. And when you talk about this sneaker, the Chicago colorway, we saw the Bread 85s drop, Black Toe Reimagined ones, and then the Chicagos would kind of complete that trifecta of like OG Chicago Bulls inspired type of colorway. So this is a good one coming up in November. We also got the Fire Red Jordan 5s, which earlier this year we saw the Black Metallic 5s. You got the Grape 5s, and then this will be the third official OG Jordan 5 colorway, which this one is beloved. Of course, everybody's gonna be checking for these right here, but when you talk about like OG Jordan 5s, I know unanimously like Black Metallics are at the top, but I always kind of thought that people were more like, had more love for the Grapes, but maybe I was mistaken on that. I think it might be due to like the storylines, the Fresh Prince connection, and maybe it's the case that people have a lot more love for these Fire Reds, because when you talk about Black Metallic 5s, those were an instant sellout. You guys know what happened with those. Every restock sells out, but as far as these Grape 5s, that's one that, you know, wasn't a headache. They seem to be still available. Like, I think you can still grab them for retail. So it'll be interesting to see what the storyline is as far as the popularity surrounding this release, which then we also got the Jordan 12 Taxi. I've already talked about my personal connection to this sneaker right here. But as far as the Taxis, I last said that I think the last time they dropped was 2018, which some of you guys corrected me in the comment section. You see, you guys got to understand from like 2016 to probably like 2020, I was locked in, razor focused on everything Yeezy was dropping. So as far as like my Jordans during that time, I'm a little bit foggy as far as my memory. But as far as these Taxis, if they actually didn't drop in 2018 and the last time that they dropped 2013, I remember actually having that pair specifically. And that means these joints are long overdue to release. Plus, as far as Taxis, themed Jordans, which we saw drop, you got these Chinese New Year's, which dropped back in 2017. You got the Reverse Taxi, which we saw in 2019. You got the Royalty from 2021. The Black Taxi in 2022. You see where I'm going right here? And then you got the Taxi Flips in 2024. So I feel like it's long overdue for Jordan Brand, you know, to hit us with a proper version of the OGs right here. And from the early looks, while some people may complain about the shape, I mean, these are solid, man. One that I probably just pick off based off nostalgia. You already know. So as far as all the releases you see pictured here, also include the Jordan 40. You have the Shattered Backboard ones, which also dropped that weekend, and then these Jordan 1s, which I don't even know what these joints are right here. So a lot of early unreleased heat. Now, when you talk about unreleased early Jordans, unfortunately, you already know there's going to be some weird stuff happening behind the scenes. As these sneakerheads, he posted this early look talking about Taxi 12s and Chicago 1 Lows dropped early yesterday NYC. Yeah, we know they dropped for the tournament, but what's up with all this inventory? So we got the Taxis looking sweet, OG box, Chicago Lows, but this is actually from District 1 NY. Are you guys familiar with that shop? Y'all see the joints looking real nice. Now, Upon checking out their Instagram account, it says buy, sell, trade. So I'm guessing that this is one of those like resale shops, right? Like, so yeah, here goes that picture. They got the Cavestone 4s. Okay. They got the Awake joints. They pretty much got like everything. Undefeateds. Here goes the Fire Red 5s. So if you ask me, this ain't really looking like no type of retail store which would have dropped these early, but more so a resale shop which would have dropped these early. So it's kind of crazy to think that like these joints just dropped for the Jordan 1 special event which took place, and then like literally the same day a resale shop got multiple sizes, like a full size runs of these joints right here. This ain't making no sense. So upon checking out their website, I mean, yeah, they pretty much just look like your standard resale shop. I mean, look at what's available right here. 95's Big Bubble. But then here, look, here go your taxis, which they're selling for $300. That ain't retail prices, bro. So it's like, how do these resellers get all of these joints the same day that Jordan Brand drops them early? Like, are they literally paying resale prices from people at the event? Or do we have something else happening? Like, you know, I hate to always throw out that word backdoor, but if they're selling them for $300 a pop, I don't know, y'all. Something kind of strange is happening behind the scenes. So let me know if y'all watching. Like, you guys are usually super insightful. So let me know if you guys are familiar with this shop. You know, how they would obtain all of these early sneakers the same day of the Jordan tournament where Jordan Brand dropped these early. I don't know what's exactly happening, but we got a whole bunch of unreleased pairs. I just wanted to kind of touch on some stuff that you guys can look forward to in the next couple of months or so. So out of what we saw so far, while we got the Chicago lows, right? Those are cool. Fire Red 5s are cool, but the one for me, I guess maybe just due to my personal connection and nostalgia, the one that I'm most excited about would be these taxis. So let me know what y'all think down below. JATV. Till next time, stay safe, stay blessed. Love.
Stay safe, stay blessed. JA.
Stay safe, stay blessed. Stay safe, stay blessed.
Stay safe, stay blessed. JA.
Stay safe, stay blessed. Stay safe.